Hello, welcome to Premeditated Fitness. I'm George Vrotzis, and today we're talking about a warm-up routine and warm-up routine before we work out. And the main goals we want to focus on with the warm-up routine is we want something that's going to obviously get our major muscle groups and joints warm and the blood flowing to them, ready for exercise. And we work up a little sweat. And we want to focus on, or I like to focus on, movements that are very hip and hamstring dominant, because most Americans tend to have weak hamstrings and hips because we sit so much. And finally, I like things that have cross-lateral movement, because moving opposite sides of the body together in unison is a good corrective movement, and it's also been shown to stimulate thought patterns in the brain. So first thing I like to do is a march or cross crawl, it's called, where you are bringing your knee up to your opposite elbow. You want to keep your elbow high and bring your knee up to it. You bring your knee up as high as you can. You don't want to bring your elbow down to your knee. Keep your elbow high and just bring your knee up. And just do about 10 steps each side for those. And get down on the ground and do some crawling. It seems silly, but this is one of those cross-lateral movements. It helps your hips, and you'll feel it in your shoulders as well. And it's just a great corrective movement for all the sitting that we do. You start off with a baby crawl. You're on your hands and knees. Keep your chest up and out, proud, your head up, and you just move your opposite hand with the opposite knee. And you just go forward and back about 10 steps. And then I hop up onto my hands and knees, and I'm do a leopard crawl. When you think of crawling, a lot of people are familiar with bear crawls, where your butt's way high up in the air. This is the opposite. I mean, you're on your hands and knees, but you try and keep your butt low. And it's the same thing, just opposite hand and foot moving together. And you can do this very fast and do a sprint if you want, or do it slowly like I am here and really focus on the movement. But same thing about 10 crawls forward and back with that. And finally, I go into the Spider-Man crawl, which is the same thing as the leopard crawl, except you're bringing your knees outside of your elbows. So it looks like this. You do that about forward and back 10 times. That is the hardest of the crawls to do if you're not able to do that. An alternative is do mountain climbers, but instead of doing the standard mountain climber where your knee comes forward and back, take it outside of your hands as far as you can. You don't have to do them fast, nice and slow. Just open that hip up and get some movement in there. And once you're done with the crawling, I focus on a few hip dominant movements. You can start off on your feet, and you pretend there's a fence line here. This helps if you have a wall or door or something to hang on to, so you don't lose your balance. But you just want to step your foot up and over that imaginary wall. Again, just opening that hip up and getting the movement in there. An alternative to that is you can do it on your hands and knees, where you're like a dog using a fire hydrant. And you just rotate that hip open. And just make sure you switch directions and go both ways if you're doing it this way. Then once you're done with that, I like to do a little circuit to finish off, where I do kettlebell swings, goblet squats, and get-ups. And there are multiple different styles of get-ups you can do. I normally do the Turkish get-ups, but here I'll just show you. You can do them just getting up and down off the ground. It sounds silly, but getting up from your back to your feet and getting up from your belly to your feet is a great way to utilize all your muscles, and it's a great part of a finisher. So I start with 10 kettlebell swings. Then moving to 5 goblet squats. And then I do one get up each, one from the back, my back, and one from my stomach. And I just get up as quickly as you can to your feet in a controlled manner. And that would be one set of that little finisher, and I would do at least 3 rounds, 3 to 5 rounds. Where I do the kettlebell swings, goblet squats, and get-ups. And it's a great way to get your heart pumping and get all your muscles warm. If you're feeling adventurous at the end, like I said, you can do Turkish get-ups instead of just the up-downs if you know how to do that. And then the intermediate level between those two would be to just do burpees. But that should get you going with the quality warm-up. Let me know how it works for you, and thank you for your time.